Hey, we're going to be playing a new game today. It's on Super Nintendo. This was requested to me, and I've got a guest here today. He's going to help me talk about this. He's a horrible drunken mess. He's still a friend of mine. How's it going, man?
Fuck you.
Oh, that's reasonable enough. Yeah, we're just going to enjoy this little game. It's pretty cool. It's okay. Nothing too special.
No, I don't want to overrun you on your own video, so please tell me more about this game because it looks pretty awesome.
Well, no, it's pretty good. You just you drop kick enemies and stuff.
Shut up,
and,
no one cares. Now, how excited on a scale of 1 to 10 are you for the new movie Ted?
You must have read my mind because Ted looks amazing.
Now, what part are you most excited for? Is it for Marky Mark of the Funky Bunch? Or is it Peter Griffin as a stuffed bear? Or is it some weird combination of the two playing off each other?
I feel that that's exactly right, because I wouldn't care if it was just the Peter Griffin bear, but when you throw Marky Mark in, it's crazy. Like, how are you going to feel it with a little teddy bear, you know?
I feel like Good Vibrations is a glue that's going to hold this comedy tour de force together, personally.
I have faith that that's exactly how it's going to go down. Because you don't see him in comedy enough, but you just know.
You and I have studied that trailer like The Dark Knight Rises. What would you feel is your favorite part? I know there's so many options, obviously, but what do you feel sticks out to you the most?
How about the whole thing?
I mean, that's the most obvious answer. It's nonstop laughs.
It really is. Like, when you compare it to other trailers like The Zookeeper and Family Matters, those are both forms of media, but I mean,
That's
Ted
like
is
fucking
truly,
comparing a whole movie to Citizen Kane here. What are you trying to do, buddy?
I mean, quite feasibly, Ted will probably sweep the Oscars. That's what my idea's been. But as for favorite parts, how about that the scene where I don't want to be too rude because I understand that some younger viewers might be present, but the scene where Ted is smoking narcotics, as it were.
That probably stood out to me the most because it's like, wait a second, a stuffed animal represents something you could have in childhood, but it's smoking the sweet, sweet Mary Jane with an adult. Like, what? What kind of twist and turns is this movie going to take? You know?
Yeah, you're like, whoa, where's that coming
insane.
from? Yeah, it's crazy. You don't even know where they're coming from with this stuff. I don't want to know.
You feel like they're going to zig, and then they zag. It's so stupid.
You're so right. And it's crazy because you're just thinking well, I wonder. You think maybe he was smoking a little of that stuff coming up with this stuff, you know?
Oh man, right you are.
Oh,
Ooh, this movie looks funny.
It does. Like, what do you think? What do you think is going to be the Rotten Tomato ranking? Like, I mean, I know that not everyone's going to be enlightened enough to enjoy this movie.
I feel like it'll average out to a strong 95%. There's always going to be naysayers. I mean, that's just how the world works. There's always going to be haters, so you got to account for them. But other than that,
yeah, I mean, you can't really.
It just looks amazing.
I don't know, why didn't they let Seth Macfarlane make a movie before this? This looks really funny.
Well, when you hand such a genius just the reins to a movie and let him do everything, it really puts every other comedy in a poorer light. Like, wow, this is what we could have had all along. You're just shoveling out this horseshit instead. Like, it makes Hollywood as a whole look bad. It makes the entire industry look weaker by comparison. So they're probably trying to hold him back for a couple years, and he finally just able to let loose.
Do you think they were actually paying him off to not make a movie to make them all look better because their movies are so good?
Look, when you give someone the Cleveland show, they're trying to say, hey, man, you can control TV, but leave the film mystery to us. But Seth wasn't going to have any of that, okay?
So, yeah, Seth's the free spirit. I mean, he does whatever he wants.
He's got jokes about a bear smoking marijuana that can't be contained in television.
Yeah, and I think that's really... I'm a little worried because I don't want him to get in any trouble with the PC Guardians, because they're gonna have some problems with this movie.
Now, when they sang the song about thunderstorms, did you? I mean, after the first time you laughed, and you had to rewind it again to really fully enjoy it. Did you think to yourself, man, there's something special coming here? This isn't just like a comedy film.
Because when
this
I
is
saw
making
that
a statement.
when I saw that bear run in, I was like, well, not only was the CGI incredible, but what really stood out to me was that you think that, like, they're making these jokes that you'd think, oh, well, couldn't they just do this on TV? Not with that kind of language, Buster. They couldn't do that. No.
Nuh-uh. No, sir. When he says,
insane.
Oh, I mean, obviously the whole trailer's good. I'm trying to think of a specific moment here, other than the entire thing, obviously, but the very end of the Red Band trailers, I'm sure you've seen countless times, like I have, where they go through all the names.
And you have to specify, because I mean, like, all the trailers have something special, even if they're the same clip.
Well, it's amazing. Where they're trying to find out her name, and he starts listing off all these names one by one, rapid fire, and it's just like, man, if this isn't Oscar bait right here, I don't know what is, to be honest with you.
Look, I don't know about you. Big old tear right down my eye. It was moving, honestly, because I got it.
I stood up, I took off my headphones, and I applauded. Like, you've done it, Seth. This is your magnum opus. He did it.
It's over. Like, I don't know why. I hope that he does, but I don't know why he would continue in TV anymore. I mean, he's already set the bar too high.
There's really no reason to. At this point, you're just topping your own high score. I mean,
it is. It's showy, but
like, you've got the gold. Now you're just making people fight for bronze instead of silver if you keep going.
Yeah, it's really it's kind of hurtful, but it's beautiful to watch. Because you know that, we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg with the trailers.
Oh, yeah. There's another hour and 48 minutes of just nonstop shenanigans, as I like to call them.
Well, I mean, I tend not to use stuff like that in videos of mine, but I think that's the most appropriate way to ascertain the situation. Shenanigans.
Now, what's going on in this part of the video here? I see you're in a boss fight.
Yeah, to handle it, you have to be very careful, but you really have to pay attention.
Now, my favorite part of the trailer is when Marky Mark and Mila Kunis, that actress who's not good but is attractive, so we let her get away with it, are on a double date with Ted and one of his stupid blonde whores. And Mila says, it's always interesting seeing Ted and one of his girlfriends. And the girl goes, what do you mean girlfriends? And it's like, uh-oh. Here we go.
Brother,
just with that line, we know a little bit about Ted's rambunctious nature. And we know something crazy about to happen. What's it going to be? Well, you got to buy a ticket to find out, Buster. You're not going to find out for free here. No, sir.
Good. Oh, no, they're not going to give it away. Well, look, let's put it this way. Seth is a master of storytelling. I think that's a fair way to put it.
Pretty fair, yeah.
And he is just giving you pieces. And you get to know that Ted is a little flirtatious in nature, and the girl that he's taking out is not very open to that idea. And I think it says a lot, especially about our current political climate, such as Mitt Romney being a Mormon, and it interests people. It catches them, and you don't even think about that going into the movie.
Now, the scene where he started pelvic thrusting against Skinner in the grocery store, I cried.
I thought it was a little too funny, and I was kind of shocked that they would give that away in the trailer, and that was the one negative in the trailer.
You feel like it gave away a little too much? Like, obviously, they're putting the only funny parts of the movie in the trailer. But then, like, I had the same mindset. Then you realize the name attached, Seth Mcfarlane, you go, oh no, this is only the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, absolutely.
It's only going to get crazier from here, guys.
The jokes, they're just going to be rapid fire. And, I mean, there might be a little heart in it, but, I mean, that's not even central to it.
There's always some heart in it. That's what sets them apart from shock jocks.
It is.
There's a message involved. Like, yeah, it might be a little racy, a little saucy kind of language, but there's going to be some heart in it. There's going to be a message at the end. And it's going to be something we can all get behind.
I think that's true, and but you know what? He doesn't just leave you on that. There's always usually a joke at the end. Maybe we'll be seeing some more of Ted's lady friends, and Ted has to get a job and grow up. That is definitely something
you just can't change Ted, He's always going to be like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we all know a Ted.
You can't take that out of Ted. You can't take the party out of him, you know?
He's a little crazy, but there's a heart to him, and you just gotta wait and see Ted cut loose.
I mean, I look forward to the
in
whole character
top-
arc playing out.
I feel like Marky Mark's gonna have a really excellent character arc as well.
I feel like he's really just going to bring it. Like, people really like him for The Departed, but I feel like that's about to take a real backseat real fast, Ted.
Yeah, I feel like not only is it going to be in the back seat, it's going to be a lane of traffic. He will be put into the final car at the very end in the trunk, compared to Ted taking control in the front running lead. It looks beautiful, really. Like, that's all I can say.
Like the other guys, that was just a warm-up. Fuck off, Will Ferrell. You're yesterday's news. It's time for Ted.
Would you say it's Ted time?
If I could be so bold, I would like to say that. Yes, it is Ted time.
Reasonable. I feel that Seth MacFarlane would actually be intelligent to trademark that, because he could put it on television shirts and all sorts of items.
Where could I go about purchasing television shirts?
Well, if you go to Hot Topic and ask them for a Ted television shirt, then they will be so kind.
Oh, they'll know what's up.
Oh, they know. Well, you see, he promotes them through his television program, and that's what I'm most excited for, is some jokes on Family Guy, kind of giving a little nod to Ted.
Are you anticipating some crossover? Because I think I might laugh so hard I will literally bust a gut and die.
I'm concerned, but it's the kind of concern where you're excited to see what's going to happen.
It's a risk. It's like going on a roller coaster. Like, yeah, this could break down. Something bad could happen. But the adrenaline rush is so worth it. I'm going to buy my ticket to Ted. I'm going to sit in that theater, and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope I make it out okay.
So it's a comedy roller coaster.
Pretty much. Like, you're just going to be feeling it at all velocities.
Huh.
It's a tour de force of dick and fuck jokes. And I can't wait, personally, to be in the front car.
I never thought of it that way. It sounds beautiful.
It is pretty enlightening.
Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. We like to inform our guests here about what we're playing today, and I hope you enjoy. We'll be back with more TED Talk next time.
Thank you, and God bless.
Have a good one, TED Heads.
Fuck you.